Welcome to the Morally Bankrupt podcast. Shane here, along with Dan and Don. Normally, I would toss to one of you guys to see what we got going on tonight, but I got something I need to get off my chest. Let's talk about Rob Manfred and the MLB and all these guys that never played the damn game, ruining baseball with all the new playoff rule changes, regular season rule changes, pitch clocks, all this hot garbage, three batter minimums, and a menagerie of trash that they're doing. It's absolutely terrible. They're ruining the game of baseball. It's no fun anymore. And, I mean, it's just not fun. It's just terrible. I mean, these guys never set foot on a field. They probably trip if they put on a pair of spikes and trip over themselves and bust their face open. It's just terrible. I don't even know where to start. I mean, you guys got any questions? I can just rant. Any opinions on anything as far as rule changes go?
True feelings.
I guess the only question I have is, what the fuck is going on in baseball? I can't even put words to feelings right now. I'm not really good at feelings, but right now I know that I'm feeling really, really, really angry about baseball. I mean, these are rules that have been in effect for, 100 years?
Yeah.
And like 160. It's ridiculous.
And now all of a sudden they don't work.
Over a century's worth of rules, and now all of a sudden they just don't work anymore.
I got a theory. There's only one thing that makes sense in my mind of why they would try to kill the game of baseball like this. Vince McMahon must have paid somebody off so the XFL looks a lot better and people want to watch football instead of baseball. Because that's all I got. Because I don't understand why they would do such an irrational thing is to change all these rules and do everything like this, and they're going to tarnish the game and make it even more terrible than it is now with the current rules that they keep adding on. They're trying to speed up a game which is not a fast game. It's like trying to speed up golf. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you can't do
You're
it.
not going. So, yeah. Well, shit. I don't even know. All these rules are terrible. First off, the 3 batter minimum rule. Absolutely terrible. It takes a whole element of strategy out of the game just because you want to have more ads and kids got ADD and can't get off the damn Ritalin, so now you gotta have to speed up the game. Oh my God. No. What you need to do is just say, hey, listen, the game's gonna be 3.5, 4 hours long. You get more quality for what you're paying for on your ticket and on the TV. And you should be able to sell more ads anyway with a longer game. I don't really get why they're trying to speed everything up. But this rule in general is bad. It's going to put guys out of work. Because, I mean, what happens now to this lefty reliever that they bring in the spot reliever to come in face a lefty? And then now you got 2 right-handed batters afterwards. So now that guy loses his job because now you got to go, I got to go with somebody and get both sides of the plate out.
Right.
Yep. So
yeah, it takes away a lot of strategy. It takes away specialists,
especially in the playoffs.
I just can't wrap my head around it. The whole thing, is money based. Period. They're trying to get better ratings.
Well, and I mean, let's bring up the fact that what we were talking about before, the rule of how you can essentially manipulate the game however you want, and then also essentially almost fake an injury and get away with it or not get away with it based upon trying to get out of that 3 batter minimum.
Yeah, that's go ahead and read the rule itself on the 3 batter just so everybody listening can kind of understand what we're talking about here with that.
All right, so the 3 batter minimum, and this is in English, so I'm gonna have a hard time with it. The official baseball rules have been amended to require the starting or any relief pitcher to pitch to a minimum of 3 batters, including the batter then at bat or any substitute batter, until such batters are put out or reach base, or until the offensive team is put out, unless the substitute pitcher sustains injury or illness, which, in the umpire crew's chief's judgment, incapacitates him from further play as a pitcher. So what they're saying is if Shane's pitching and he feels some weird twinge in his shoulder and he says, hey, I can't go. I think I might have messed up my shoulder. It's not up to him. It's not up to his manager. It's not up to his pitching coach. It's not up to the trainer. It's up to the crew chief.
Insanity.
What the fuck is that?
So
how does that work? How does that work?
Evidently, they're
I
doctors
get
now.
why they throw it in there because of the fact that, football guys fake injuries to stop a clock. But I don't think, a guy's going to fake an injury to get out of an inning after one batter.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If I was managing a team, I sure as hell would have them fake injuries. Hey, man, after this lefty goes out,
you go down.
Your elbow just takes a shit on you. Period.
Yeah. Here's where we come into it. Yes, if this game was still back in the 80s or 90s or earlier, I would totally agree that would be what would happen. But unfortunately, in this time of free agency, we have guys moving teams around, and they're all going to snitch now, which is what happened with Mike Fears and the Astros. All of a sudden, he leaves teams, goes play somewhere else, and he snitches on the Astros about the sign stealing. So this current generation of players, a bunch of baby back bitches, and they're going to snitch on everybody. So, yes, Dan, what you're saying would work for somebody that has actual old school mafia code. But now, no, these guys are not going to do it because they're all a bunch of snitches. As soon as they go to another team, they're going to tell on whatever's going on. And you're going to have another big fiasco, and then you're going to have to make more rules. It's going to be terrible.
I have a hard time believing that an old school coach like Joe Madden isn't going to tell someone to take a fucking fall, though, for the same reason that Dan said.
He will, but I'm saying that the players, as soon as they go to another team, they're going to be like, hey, he was faking injuries.
I'll tell you what.
Other thing,
When I heard all this news break, I had a thought that I have never had before in my entire life, and I never thought I would have. And the first thing that popped into my mind was, I hope the Players Association gets together, and I hope they fucking strike.
Yeah.
I hope there's no baseball this year.
I would not complain about it. If you're going to change the game this much just because the owners want to make more money, and for not even what they're assured will make them more money, they're just hoping. It's a guess. It's not even really the owners so much. It's the new player personnel guys who are all stats guys who never played the fucking game. So these guys never played before.
It's the Roger Goodell effect, man.
They're looking at a rating sheet and going, oh, well, this shorter game had a higher rating. Well, dude, you play 162 games. The next thing they're going to do now is I guarantee you they're going to want to shorten the season down, and they're going to make it 140 games.
Oh, for sure.
And then now you're going to taint all your records because all the records before for 162 game season. So, it's just terrible.
They're trying to change the playoffs too, to where they're trying to get more teams in, possibly too. They've been discussing that.
Yeah,
that's just fucking mind-boggling what they're trying to do to the playoffs.
That's crazy talk.
Mind-boggling.
There's only one thing I like out of that is that I believe it's the 2 seed gets to pick who they want to play, or the 1 seed. I forget which one it was.
The 1 seed, I think it gets to pick their opponent.
Yeah, which
why do you like that?
I like it because it adds drama, because you're gonna pick the team that you think sucks the most ass. So you're gonna pick these guys, and then now those guys that come out and want to beat your ass. I hope they're gonna drill somebody in the head for it, old school style. But if they do, they're going to be suspended for life now because the game's soft. So,
and that right there, what you just said, it adds drama. That's exactly what they're trying to do to boost ratings.
Yep.
And you know what? I want baseball. I want the same
win
baseball
the most games
that I
you get
watched
the 1 seed.
As a kid and as an adult. It's not broken. I don't understand why everybody wants to fuck with something that's not broken. There's nothing to fix there.
They're trying to target the Dancing with the Stars generation and people like that, and it's not gonna. They're not gonna watch baseball. Those people got 30 minutes in them. And
you're trying to appeal to somebody that
doesn't give a shit.
That you're never gonna win over.
Yeah, it's a dream. They're not gonna ever see that. And these guys, these newfangled stats guys, they see all these little pieces of data on a piece of paper, and they're a statistician. And they go, "Oh, yeah, we can do this, and we're gonna make this much more money." No, you're not. You're not.
No,
you're not. You're a baseball fan or you're not, man.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. Yep, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Either you love baseball or you don't. And if you don't, good for you. Go play fucking soccer. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's that simple. If you don't like it, don't fucking watch it. Everybody that does like it will watch it, and the world will keep spinning. And man, quit trying to fix stuff that's just not broken. It's just like Roger Goodell in the NFL.
It's chasing away the original fans. And like, for instance, I played professional baseball, right? And I've not even been like, I love gambling. I love fantasy football. I love fantasy basketball, baseball. I've even done fantasy hockey. I have not even played fantasy baseball in 2 years. I'm not going to play this year because it's just pointless now. You know, it's not. There's no value to it because they're so far behind as far as what they're trying to do with the game and what the traditional baseball fan once said. It's not even fun to watch anymore. I mean, started with the whole pitch clock deal, and now pitchers got to throw 30 seconds. Well, that's messing up a guy's rhythm. I mean, I think it's all in an effort to try and make the game more high scoring, which is what they want. But, you know, especially me being a former pitcher, I don't want to see a lot of runs. I want to see 0-0. And then somebody walks off home run or something, you know? But, and it was coincidentally is slowing the game down. If you had a pitch clock, now the guy starts walking guys. Okay, now another hit goes. And he's going to go longer and longer. If you encourage pitching, the game goes by faster. Nobody scores. See, that's what they wanted, right? They didn't play the game, so they don't understand that. They're like, oh, more runs. Man, we're scoring more runs, but why is the game lasting longer? I wonder. You got more batters.
Yeah. Yep. Well, what they're really just trying to get back the magic that was Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire going at it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like they want to recapture that summer, and they never will. I mean, it may happen again, but it might be another 50 years.
They're going to have to last.
But look at how much the game's changed from then to now. I mean, it's not even recognizable.
Well, baseball is ran off fans twice.
I don't see it
already. Huh? They ran off fans twice already with the strike back in the day, and now they had the steroid scandal, which ran off fans. Now you get the scandal of a bunch of fucking stat heads that they're just doing what they think is going to make money. They don't know it's going to make money. Most of them are young guys, probably never did anything besides go to college, never ran a business before, and now they're trying to do this. They're like, oh, this is going to work. Well, guess what? It's not. You're going to run off fans. And when you run off fans, it doesn't matter.
And I mean, you know, the steroid era, did that really run off that many people? It did at the time, but most of those people came back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but the problem with that is the media blew it up so much that, you know, it got overkill on it back then. You know? And I don't know. You haven't been seeing a whole lot of full baseball stadiums for a while, and it's not because of how long the game takes.
No, it's got nothing to do with that.
Correct.
Probably because beers cost $11. I mean, if beers didn't cost $11, you know, hot dog $9, chicken tenders and fries $12. You know, maybe more families are good at a game. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what happens when you're you know, the player salaries are just out of control. You know, and that's what, you know, really all this comes down to.
Yeah.
Is they've got to find a way to try to make more money so that they can afford
a Bryce Harper and a Mike Trout and Mookie Betts.
Yep.
Making $30 fucking million a year.
Yep.
The other thing that spoils MLB is they have a huge subscription base overseas from Japan and Korea, the Caribbean, everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're paying MLB.com to watch any game they want. So, and they're getting that straight through their website, straight through the MLB app. So they're just clocking all that money, billions and billions a year. And that's why they don't need to sell tickets. You're like, oh, we got a built-in guaranteed revenue stream. Well, you know, you're neglecting the actual fans, you know. It's just, it's a mess. You got a bunch of guys that don't know what they're doing, never played, trying to run the game now. And it's terrible.
It's going to get way worse before it gets better, if it gets better.
Yeah.
And I really don't think it's going to get better.
It's not going to with the leadership that's involved behind the scenes. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse because they don't know what they don't know. They've never played the game. They don't know what the hell's going on.
Well, it's going to go through a transition. You got the guys that have been winning lately. The coaches have not been big time stat guys. They've been guys. Well, I mean, even the Astros. You look at it, they were stealing signs the old school way. I mean, even Joe Madden was been winning, and he's an old school guy. Most of your older school coaches are doing things the old school way now. Is almost starting to revert back to old school scouting and coaching, and I think that's a huge thing when it comes down to it, because eventually these guys, it goes in cycles, man. And the Moneyball era, in my opinion, is over. It's done. It's just going to get transitioned out. It's going to be looked back as a terrible part of baseball history and never to be spoke of again.
I sure hope you're right.
Yeah.
Speaking of teams that have been winning lately, let's talk about Jim Crane just for a second. I'm going to read you a quote, and I want you guys to tell me,
Is that a Bud Light bad decision?
Oh, Bud Light bad decisions have begun.
Well, they already started. It's just the first one I cracked since started the podcast.
All right, here's your quote from the owner of the Astros. Our opinion is that this being the sign stealing, didn't impact the game. We had a good team. We won the World Series, and we'll leave it at that.
Well,
Anybody want to touch on that one?
That may be the dumbest thing that guy has ever said.
as much as I am in favor of sign stealing, I'm not going to lie. I'm super in favor of sign stealing. Like I said, if you're worried about your signs getting stolen, have better signs. Now, that being said, as somebody that's hit 90-mile-per-hour fastballs before, if you know it's coming, it's a hell of a lot easier to hit than if you don't.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you got to worry about a damn breaking ball snapping off at you or a changeup making you swing out of your shoes, you get a little hesitation there. But if you know a fastball's coming, at that point, all you got to do is find a location, put it on the sweet spot. It's not.
Yeah, if you know it's coming 90 or above, here it comes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know it's fastball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
well, and he went
did it affect
on
the game?
further.
Yes.
Yeah, of course it affected the game. Of course it did.
Well, he even went on to say that they didn't use buzzers. The players have already admitted to it. I mean, the guy's just talking out his ass.
Yeah. Well, everybody knows what it is, and they're just going to find out.
I mean, with that being said, So, I mean, that being said, we had never really discussed, should the Astros have it taken away from them or no?
No. And even if you did, what is it really going to do? Who are you going to give it to? One. And two, it'd be like, remember when they took away Reggie Bush's Heisman Trophy because his mom got some money to live in a house? Well,
yeah.
You think Reggie Bush gave that son of a bitch back? No.
Right.
Still got the trophy. And you think the Astros going to get that trophy back? Hell no.
No.
And nor should
That's the
they.
thing. Taking away hardware and erasing it from the record books, air quotes, doesn't mean a damn thing. It really doesn't. It happened.
No.
It's reality. Most people in this country live in reality. Most of us. I'd say probably about half of us. They can do all the ceremonial, we're going to take this away bullshit they want. Even if they did, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything.
No, people aren't going to be like, oh, well, they took it away from Houston, they give it to L.A. No one's ever going to say that. They're going to say Astros won the World Series.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the year they cheated.
Yeah, and that's what it's going to be. It's going to have an asterisk, just like, even if you want to say Barry Bonds has an asterisk, whatever. Yep. But it's going to be the same situation. Nothing's going to change, but everybody's going to have that
little. For Barry Bonds, you can put an asterisk there if you want, but everybody still remembers when he hit 73.
Hell yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, he did it. You can't take it. You cannot take it away. Now we don't know how he did it.
Yeah, you can't erase Bonds versus Sosa that one year.
Exactly.
Right.
Impossible. Yeah. That was awesome. Yeah, they were on steroids, but that shit was awesome.
That shit was fucking amazing.
Yeah, hell yeah.
For entertainment value, what? If the guys want to kill themselves and die at age 45 for taking all these steroids, not my problem. They get highly compensated, but I get some good entertainment value out of it. They know the risk. They don't put that stuff in their bodies not knowing what's going to happen to them. And if they did, then they are dumb. So,
Dumb. Yep, I agree.
yep.
I agree.
So that's my baseball rant. Do we have anything else about baseball we want to talk about? I couldn't remember.
Man.
Well, there's a random baseball topic about a specific person. If we want to go ahead and talk about this from baseball, I'll let Dan kind of read the name and everything. I don't know the name off the top of my head.
The headline.
Oh man, I don't have it pulled up. Hold on,
because this was some weekly internet gold here.
Oh man, this is just absolute holy freaking Lord!
It's
How does
just
this happen?
This was a what the fuck were you thinking moment.
All right, I'm gonna read it. The headline. This is via Barstool. Blue Jays catcher Reese McGuire was arrested for allegedly masturbating while watching porn in his SUV in a public parking lot.
What?
I guess I'm just
Who does that?
My only question is why? The guy, first off, is a millionaire, right? So, $5 million, I probably wouldn't need to jerk off in a public parking lot.
No, hire a hooker if you're that desperate.
Probably wouldn't have to jerk off at all.
Yeah, just hire a hooker.
Probably not. And if you did, you'd do it in a mansion, okay?
Yeah.
Why are you in a public parking lot? That's just a little weird. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that guy. Something's not all there. They may need to look for CTE causes in baseball now. There might be something going on there. Because that makes absolutely no sense. That poor bastard. What was he thinking?
Poor bastard. He did it to himself, literally.
How does this happen?
I know. That's why I was saying CT is like Antonio Brown. He does stuff, and you're just like, what the fuck was he thinking? Like, that's something's going on there, man.
He's only 24. Jesus.
I think that guy might be a little just Looney Tunes. Maybe that's it. I have no idea why you would do that.
I mean, what the? I can't say I've ever been in a parking lot and be like, oh, this is a great place. What?
Yeah. And see, what like
just imagine. Hold on. Let's set the scene. Let's set the fucking scene. Shane, you're doing it in Florida. You're about to start spring training. The weather's nice. It's mid-70s. It's a sunny day. You're going to the store, pick up a little bit of food. Let's say you're going to Publix. You're going to get a sandwich, maybe some fruit, get a little something in your tummy before you go to the ballpark. You're in your SUV. You're just parked in the parking lot, just hanging out, maybe listening to the very end of your favorite song. You open up Twitter. You're like, wait a second. I think I'm just going to fucking jerk off real quick. What? How does that happen? What are you doing?
I don't know. Like, and think, like, it would have made sense if he got a DUI charge on top of it.
Sure.
Like, oh, I get it. He was fucked up.
But he was
no. He was sober.
Just sober.
I mean,
right as rain.
Yeah, I mean, just in a public. I mean,
it's like watching a monkey at the fucking zoo.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if
what are you doing?
Imagine if you're pulling up the Publix with your kids and you're walking through the parking lot and your kid's like,
Imagine if you're not with your kids. Imagine if you park next to them and you're going into the store. Well, I don't even know what parking lot he was in. I just said
it doesn't matter.
It's probably what happened. I mean, somebody had to call that in. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah.
A cop just rolled up on him randomly? Like, that's really weird.
Maybe the SUV was rocking. Maybe he had porn just blaring out the windows.
Subs going.
I don't know. I don't
know, man. You never know.
Dude.
But what the fuck?
You are in a fucking weird place in your life when you get caught by a cop jerking off in a parking lot.
Yeah.
I mean, at least Pee Wee Herman did it in like a porn theater or something like that, right? I mean,
if there was anywhere appropriate that is not your own house,
a porn movie theater is the place to do it.
That would be it. It's still apparently not appropriate,
but it's much more appropriate than a parking lot.
Yeah.
And
I mean, at least everybody in that position was already a pervert.
I
right?
I want to know more about this guy.
I had never heard of him, so I mean, he's making news.
I mean, hey, look, I can't say anything, you know. He had a good year last year. He almost hit 300, 297. But Lord Almighty, man.
Yeah, but if you're his manager, do you boot him?
Now,
Or
do you
do you
think
send him
he was
for a
just using
psyche
that as, what was he using that for a forearm workout though? Maybe that's what he's trying to get his wrist action in. Maybe that was
Maybe
it.
he broke his shake weight, and he needed to, get his workout in, like you said.
Then maybe he's getting a workout in. That's the only other option. Either that or just batshit crazy. I'm gonna go with batshit crazy.
Absolutely.
I think
Absolutely.
you're right. I
don't think he thought. Oh, well, I need to get my forearms in today.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Oh, what is going on with baseball? Baseball is dead. R.I.P. baseball.
The only thing they can do to save it is bringing back Pete Rose and putting him in the Hall of Fame. That would fix everything immediately. I would stop caring about all the rule changes.
They got to do something, man. They got to do something. This is just
so much bad publicity.
This is out of control.
Yep.
Like you guys said, the more shit that happens, the more I just strike this year and figure shit out.
I would love it. I would love it if the MLBPA came out and they were like, you know what? Nah, we're not doing this.
Do you think Vince McMahon would be open to doing an XLB? I could really go for XLB right now.
Dude.
Extreme Baseball League.
Remember that
XBL,
one time
yes.
when you could have collisions at the plate?
Yes.
Remember that one time?
Yes.
When, you could just sneak a cleat up there a little bit high when you're sliding into a base?
Yeah.
Chew in out in the outfield.
You remember that one time you could have tobacco in a dugout?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dude.
What the fuck happened to baseball?
Have a big chew in.
What is wrong with this?
What was that?
Daryl Strawberry used to bang chicks in the clubhouse in between innings.
I think he still is.
I hope so.
The cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. Oh, my God. Smoking cigarettes. Taking lines of blow.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm up. Oh, God. Holy shit.
Hold on.
Fuck. Oh, my God.
Now we know why the Mets have not been good since then.
No shit.
Man.
Oh, you get
baseball.
But, seriously, he was banging in between innings.
Dude, that guy.
That
guy is a legend.
That's fucking crazy.
It's not that crazy if you think about it.
But the good thing is,
can you imagine that?
No one said anything though. That's the best part. Everyone kept their mouth shut.
Well, what the fuck are they gonna say?
Daryl's banging a whore.
Yeah, okay. No shit. Can you imagine that pickup line? It's like, hey, you want to come down to the dugout and do a line and fucking bang me in between innings?
6th inning break. I got you.
What?
No, just walk up. Hey, you're 6th inning. You're 7th inning. You're 8th inning.
Oh my God! You better pray to God there's some decent looking girls, so if it goes into extra innings, you got some backup. Oh man, can you imagine sitting in the dugout and just looking around and being like, oh, Jesus Christ, this is terrible. We're in Kansas City. Oh, this is awful.
Everybody looks like everybody's cousin.
Oh man, that's terrible. I wasn't gonna go that far with it.
Oh, I will.
Oh man. So anyway,
Andy Reid. Oh no!
God. Cheeseburgers everywhere.
Cheeseburgers everywhere.
But yeah, what in the hell was that guy thinking?
I don't know.
I wasn't thinking.
Obviously not thinking. Anyways, I'm done talking about baseball. I got angry. I got it out of my system. Calm now. Now we can talk about
parking lot and everything's good.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Tigers playing at Riviera this weekend.
Yes.
Had a decent start today.
The Genesis started off 4 under through 8 holes. His driver started to get it loose on him on the back, and that's that's what cost him his strokes on the back, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
stop talking about his back. Don't change him.
He's used the driver.
Yeah, he went 31-38, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
yep.
If he could just keep that driver in line, man. God, his irons look sick.
Well, like I said, I texted you guys. He literally pulled a Greg Norman. Ball hit twice on the green, bounced probably 3-4 feet into the rough over the green, and it came back in high.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nuts.
Yeah, that guy's really good at golf.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen him before.
There's a reason he's won 82.
He's pretty good.
So is this weekend, does he get 83, guys?
Is
this it?
I think he might get it just because on the first hole, that eagle putt was 24 foot, 8 inches, Kobe tribute. And I want to see him rolling that winning putt on Sunday
Yes.
and just yell Kobe as it's falling.
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
Oh, that would be disgusting.
As number 83 goes in the record books.
Man, that'd be fucking
Wow.
sick. How many times did he win at Riviera?
0.
Aha! Aha! What are the betting odds for old Tigre?
Well, he started the day before the tournament started. He was about, I don't know, he was in the top third,
Mm-hmm.
and he was a plus 1,600.
Okay.
Rory was the heavy favorite, and JT was there too, being the number 1 in points.
Sure.
But once Tiger hit -4 and then kept it at -2 for the day, now he's a plus 800. So obviously, they're thinking kind of the same way we are, is he's playing pretty well, and this may be the time he finally gets the victory at the Genesis.
Well, I mean, the thing is, Kuchar started off today. He went 7 under today. Can he keep that up?
Absolutely not.
No,
Right.
Not at that.
he's
Not at
old
that
bastard.
weekend with how hard those greens are. No way.
Yeah, dude, he just lit it up this weekend. So Kuchar is in the lead, 7 under, and then you've got a bunch of guys tied for second at 4, bunch of guys tied at 7 for 3.
Well, and that was the crazy part about watching it all day. It's like 4 was the number that no one could get past aside from Kuchar. That was seemed like the glass ceiling for everybody.
Right.
It was crazy.
Right. But somehow Kuchar just went out and just lost his freaking
He also
mind.
played really early too.
That's true.
That because the wind picked up.
Once
and
those
shit
greens
started-
dried out, those things got fast as shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, they got stupid. They were running 12.5 today.
Oh
Yeah.
Here's an update, boys. Since Tiger dropped off the -2, he actually went back up to plus 1,200.
Oh wow.
So when he dropped those 2 shots from 4 to 2, he actually kind of faded. But he's 4th favorite in betting still.
Yeah. So in reality, Kuchar probably won't be able to keep this up. I wouldn't think so. I mean, I like Kuchar.
He seems to do that a lot. Cooch does. He'll go low early in the week and then fade in the weekend. So
Yeah,
I'm not
everybody's
worried about that.
Yeah, because he'll start parring out, and everybody else will, can't keep throwing birdies.
Yeah. So I mean, Tiger's only really 2 back from second place, and then if Kuchar levels out, Tiger's really still in the thick of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know the history, when he starts off red on Thursday, that's bad for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if Cooch went out and shot even par or 1 under tomorrow. And
My guess is he's probably going to be even tomorrow.
yeah. Because he's going to want to try and just make sure he's in the running in the weekend. And then Saturday will be his day to try and make a push. But
I mean, I'm with you guys. I think Tiger has a damn good chance this year, and I mean, I feel like he may get 83.
I hope he does, man.
I do too.
I'd love to
it'd
see
be nice
it. I mean,
because he's been at Riviera, 13 times and not 1?
Well, that was literally his first tournament as a pro. When he was 16, was at that course. I mean, he has played that course since he was 16 years old and has never won.
yeah.
You know that irritates the hell out of him at night,
Oh,
knowing that's the course that he has probably played one of the most times in his career and has never won.
yeah, it's brutal.
Because for him, that means a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deal. Him going out and beating every course he plays is a big deal.
Absolutely.
Justin Thomas had a rough day. Good.
Great
You know
shoes.
why?
Man,
You know
his
why?
shoes, though.
Why?
He's playing with Tiger. That's why. You see what they asked Tiger earlier in the week about playing with Justin Thomas, and he goes, "Well, I carried his ass to Australia."
Yeah. Yeah.
But Justin Thomas's cleats were awesome. I got to give a shout out to that because he had Kobe and Gianna on his shoes. The Lakers tribute. I mean, that guy has been Kobe, and I respect the hell out of him for doing that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
He had, the wedges. We talked about this last episode. He had wedges with everything, embroidered or embossed with Kobe and Mamba and everything. He auctioned them off. All the money went to Kobe's charity. I mean, it's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, good stuff.
Good dude for sure. I mean, we spoke with him at the Masters last year. He's
Literally.
Super nice guy.
He's a nice guy. I only have one problem with Justin Thomas, which is why I don't like him whatsoever. Is kicked a fan out of the game, out of the match last year.
Yeah.
Heckling him. And it wasn't during the shot either. So, like, if it's during the shot, somebody's heckling you, okay, I get that. But both him and Rory McIlroy, who I also do not like because of this, have ventured out and said they do not want anybody drinking alcohol at PGA Tour events.
Yeah.
And this view is sponsored by Bud Light, by the way. It's
I'll tell you right now, when we attend the Ryder Cup later this year, I will be drinking every damn day, whether they like it or not.
Oh God, I won't be able to see colors.
No, I'm even buying a Tiger onesie.
Are you going to yell at Justin Thomas and heckle him?
Well, no, he's on Team USA.
So?
But you shut your mouth. You shut your large mouth.
Tiger's gonna be carrying his ass anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, right. And yeah, it kind of depends on if Justin even makes the team. If he keeps playing the way he is, good.
Well, he's number one in
Tiger. He's gonna keep missing.
Yes, early in the year, and he hadn't played any big.
But still, I mean, he's still he's still gonna have to drop off quite a bit.
It's totally possible.
I hope he plays because he, in my opinion, he always steps up. Except for obviously this in Australia, but previously he has been the man as far as tournaments like that.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Please tell me that you guys saw Brooks Koepka hit that freaking drive. He just nutted one. I think it ended up going 338.
I didn't see it.
Something like that. I guess.
Pretty solid.
I think it was today. He was playing with Phil, right? Hits the ball, just smokes it. Someone in the gallery's like, ouch! And then immediately after, Phil, standing right behind him, as the ball is in midair, says, "Oh, that's cute." I have never seen Brooks Koepka break a huge smile on a golf course before,
but I bet he did.
He lost it, dude.
Did he really?
Oh my God!
Well, this is his first event back though since he got hurt.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure Phil said it because Phil's notorious for drilling fans all the damn time.
No, he nutted one though, man. He just absolutely, it was a bomb. Phil immediately. Oh, that's cute.
Well, what's crazy? Let's talk about Phil for a second. The dude is driving further than he ever has at his age.
Yeah, he's like 76, man.
The dude is gaining yards the older he gets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's taking care of himself more than he used to.
Absolutely. He lost 20, 25 pounds probably.
Yeah.
He finally moved out of California too. That's a huge plus. You know,
it was a big deal.
Less mental stress, less smog. You know, I think better air quality in Florida helps him out.
Where did he move in Florida? Where is he living now?
I don't know. I think it's in Florida, if I remember seeing correctly.
Or Phil?
No, Phil.
Is he in Jupiter with everybody else, I'm assuming?
Maybe.
Because that seems to be the place where all the golfers hang out is Jupiter.
Would not surprise me.
No, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
But yeah, so hopefully Tiger gets 83, though. Long story short.
I believe he will.
Hopefully, you got to say it clarified, though. You got to make sure it's 83 wins, not an 83. You just said 83.
No. I don't want him to shoot an 83.
If he doesn't shoot an 83 tomorrow, that's fucked.
He's going to break shit if he shoots an 83.
That would be really bad.
He'd probably punch somebody if he shot an 83 with how well he's playing up until.
Yeah, he'd probably tie an iron around old Justin Thomas's neck.
Wait a second. So do you really want him to shoot an 83 then, Shane?
I'm gonna hold off on that for now because Justin Thomas is trying to be a nice guy with the Kobe tribute and everything right now. I'm giving him a pass. I've been angry for over a year and a half since he threw the fan out. He has not done anything crazy since then to make me actually really want to hate him. So if he does something to throw a fan out or something again, then I will be back to hating him. Then yes, I would want that to happen. But until then, he's getting a pass. Justin Thomas has a pass for now.
And he should. I mean, like Dan said, we talked to him at the Masters last year, and I mean, he seemed nice as can be. I mean, take it for granted that's all part of the game, sure. But, I mean...
Yeah, but the reality is most people made a pretty serious effort not to engage in any kind of conversation.
Absolutely.
Whatsoever. And he didn't seem to really give a shit about anything. He was just kind of hanging out. So...
Yeah. I mean...
He was not...
Surprisingly, he and Tiger are the ones I saw talk to the crowd the most.
Yeah.
I mean, out of everybody, it was Justin and Tiger.
Yeah.
Well, he may have got enough blowback from throwing that fan out to where he goes, "Oh shit, I better be nice to the fans."
True.
Right.
I guarantee. Yeah, that's correct. I guarantee you got some shit for that.
That used to be Tiger's old thing too now, and that's why I kind of like since he's been back and healthy, he's actually interacting with fans. He used to not talk to anybody.
Oh no. And now, I mean, he's laughing. I mean, aside from when he's actually on the course, he's laughing and joking. And I mean, Dan and I saw him screw with people on the driving range. He was messing with club head covers. I mean, it was hilarious.
Yeah, he was taking club head covers off and switching them, like switching club head covers on different clubs.
Switching clubs for bags. I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah.
What was it? The one event last year, the guy had a T-shirt with his mugshot on it.
Yeah.
And
Tiger couldn't help but crack a smile. Couldn't help it.
Oh, that was classic.
Oh, man, it was great.
That guy was fantastic.
Yeah, whereas, a decade ago, he would have punched that guy square in his face.
Oh, for sure.
About that, I think he probably would have, I don't know, probably would have just had his house burned down.
Fair enough.
I mean, that's way more gangster.
I'd rather get punched in my face than have my house burned down, though.
Point.
Sorry to hear about your little friend with the T-shirt. Well,
yeah.
Sucks.
What happened to that guy? Story about that little guy.
Burnt down Karen she shed. All right. Let's talk just for 1 second. Let's dive into this just real fast. Bob Knight went back to IU.
God. So obviously, Shane, this isn't going to be emotionally attachment to you, but
that's good because I'm going to take a Bud Light sponsored bathroom break while you guys are talking about Bob Knight.
Perfect. I will talk Bob Knight, no problem.
All right, go for it. Go.
So Bob Knight, just a little history for the listeners who have no idea what the hell we're talking about. Bob Knight was coach for IU, a couple decades, almost 3 decades. Ended up getting fired controversially in the year 2000, fall of 2000.
Tell us why.
He choked a kid. he choked Neil Reed.
He didn't choke him to death or anything.
No, but he definitely pulled a Homer versus Bart Simpson move, and literally put his hands around his neck and squeezed. Now, take it for granted, Neil Reed was a little bitch who never should have been on the team in the first place.
Did you say that to Neil Reed's face?
Absolutely. He's not bigger than me.
Right here.
He's not bigger than me. But anyway, so he got fired September of 2000, and it was just, it is bad blood, and it has been for 20 years. Every year they have tried to get him to come back, and he has basically given them a middle finger. And finally this year, with it being the 30th anniversary of the 1980 Big Ten championship team, that 1980 team was it's Quinn Buckner and Isaiah Thomas mainly. But they were able to talk Bob Knight into coming back to be with them. It wasn't about the university. It wasn't about the basketball game. It didn't even matter about IU. The players wanted their coach with them. And that's what made it awesome, is it was player initiated. It was focused around the players. And just to be quite honest with you, and Dan knows this, when he came out there, it was so emotional for me, I started bawling my eyes out. Just because it was 20 years of animosity and just bad blood just being buried. And everybody accepted him like, the God that he is at IU and how he should be treated, and everything was just so awesome.
Yeah, it was a really neat moment. It was neat that Dick Vitale was there, who is a very good friend of Bob Knight's. It was really cool that Gene Cady was there.
That was awesome.
Who coached at Purdue for all those years when IU and Purdue were huge rivals. They still are, but man, that was when it was its absolute worst.
Fun fact, they played 41 times against each other. Most people think that Bob Knight won that rivalry. Gene Cady won it 21-20.
Wow.
Over their
That's
coaching
impressive.
overlap. Gene Cady actually was ahead in the series.
I believe it.
But yeah, for him,
Brian Cardinal was there at Purdue for about 12 years of that rivalry?
Maybe 13.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he transferred in redshirt at least 7 times.
That guy was bald when he was 7.
Yeah, but it was so awesome to see everybody just accept Bob Knight for the guy that he is, and no one brought up the past, no one compared it, everybody forgot about it and buried it all at the same time.
Yeah, it was really neat.
And me personally, being a diehard Cubs fan, which you guys know by now, I believe, the GOAT curse was gone finally. I'm thinking that the Bob Knight curse at Assembly Hall hopefully is gone, because the IU hasn't won dick since they did that to Bob Knight, aside from Bob Knight's team that Mike Davis sat on the sidelines and watched, took him to the final game in 2002. But aside from that, they haven't done shit.
Yeah, if Indiana won dick, it would be a move in the right direction.
Yeah. So and especially the way it's going now, hopefully if there was some sort of underlying, mythological bullshit going on, it's gone.
Mythological bullshit. Yeah. So it was good to see old Bob Knight come back.
And he needed to, because, I mean, he looked
doesn't
old.
look great. He's not looking super healthy. He's not moving around very well, but, man, he's got some fire in his belly.
Oh,
Dickie V was messing with him, and he shot right back at him.
So I'm going to go on. You guys had your rant earlier about baseball. I'm going on my rant now. I have not been more angry at IU basketball probably since Bob Knight got fired. So during all this, it was planned, they were going to announce all the players and then have Bob Knight come out during halftime. Fine. So my opinion is, why don't you keep the players back there while all the other players are getting announced and everything? Get your talk out of the way, get your strategy, all that, blah, blah, blah. And then the last 5 minutes of Bob Knight's out there, you have your players out there. That is history for basketball. It's history for IU. It's history for Purdue. I don't give a fuck who you are. That mattered. And Archie was such a dick. Made his players stay in the locker room, had no TVs, no, they couldn't hear anything, nothing. Fuck you. You let those players experience that and get that emotion in their heart, and let them see Bob Knight yell defense at that crowd and see how they react. Because Archie Miller doesn't have any control over shit. Bob Knight had that crowd eating out of his palm, and the players needed to see that. That pisses me off so bad. He didn't even let him experience it.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked. They should have definitely let the players be out there. I mean, you need to see what it probably is the coach being jealous, because
absolutely
nobody can control the crowd like Bobby Knight, and the players need to know that they can aspire to have a crowd. That's what the crowd can do for you. Absolutely. If you perform great. So now they don't know what that kind of crowd's like. They think there's whatever the crowd is a good crowd.
And look at what happened. They came out flat as hell and got smoked.
Yeah, they
that second half
took a shit in the second half.
And gee, I wonder why. You make guys sit back there for 20 minutes, nothing, and they know what's going on out there. Of course they want to be out there.
Yeah, they came out super flat.
I mean, my God, why would you not let them see that? They're students at IU. That's IU history.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, shit.
Now, I got to ask, for sake of myself, as someone who did not watch this,
sure.
For old time's sake, did he punt a basketball or throw a chair?
He did not, although he almost took a swing at Dick Vitale.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I would have paid to see that.
Well, so ironically, he got walked out and everything, and then they took him over to the announcers, where the announcers are, and he and Dickie V were talking, and all of a sudden Dickie V grabbed Bob Knight's shoulder, and Bob didn't like that. Bob threw his arm, and it looked like he was going to take a crack at it. And it's like, wait a second, you guys are good friends, but that's just awesome that Bob Knight's still that just finicky asshole.
He's got that fire.
I think that's
I love it.
I think that's a little WWE. I guarantee you they talked before the game on that one. But
I don't know if they talked about it before, but I think it was probably just Bob Knight taking advantage of the moment,
which is
showing that he's a little fire left.
Which that's great.
It's still awesome either way. It's like seeing
awesome.
It's like if Stone Cold comes out now and starts slamming beers. I'm not going to complain if he was playing. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then after that happened, Dick Vitale literally was crying talking about it. I mean, it was so awesome. But
it was a really good moment.
But yet the players didn't get to see it or participate.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he made them. They had no chance to see or hear any of it. He locked him in the locker room and basically kept him in there. And Painter did it too, which I understand why Painter would. It's an IU thing, not a Purdue thing. Okay, I can understand it from Painter's perspective, but not IU.
If anything, would have inspired the players to be great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you would have thought that would have got him fired up.
You see Bob Knight out on that court yelling defense and the crowd responding back, you're going to get a fire under your ass to win that game.
I mean, you don't even need a halftime speech if you have Bob Knight doing that.
Hell no.
Right?
You can't tell me whatever the coach did in the locker room was better than that.
So, just a little back history on my IU fandom. So, growing up, my mother worked with Alan Henderson's father, Dr. Henderson. So, with that being said, when Alan went through, we obviously went to a lot of games. Along with that, I went to Alan Henderson's senior game at IU and had 11th row seats on the end and awesome and everything. But the best part about it is I got to go in the locker room after the game and listen to Bob Knight's post-game speech. And then also it was the selection Sunday for the tournament as well. So I was able to sit back in the locker room during that. And when they got their pick and everything, I learned a whole lot of language that I didn't know because, I was 8, 9 years old. But it's something that I will never forget. And I've never heard a coach with that much passion and that much control ever. I mean, just listening to that guy speak, no matter if you liked him or not, you listened and you respected what he was saying.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even an IU fan, but Bobby Knight is just a legend nationwide. I mean,
he's a basketball icon.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's just one of those guys,
Most wins in D1.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because, if you walk into any sports memorabilia place in the country, there's probably going to be a picture of Bob Knight throwing a chair.
Absolutely.
Probably going to be a picture of Bob Knight throwing a chair. No matter where you're at, that's just one of those things, man. It's just Bob Knight just...
Fun fact, he actually threw 2 chairs that night, but they only have photos of one.
Yeah.
He chucked one backwards at the students because my mom was 11 rows back from the bench. He chucked the chair in her direction.
Yeah. Yep.
Fantastic.
So yeah, Bob Knight, man.
I'm glad I'm glad it happened, and it happened. Everything was done well.
Yeah, it did. It went off really well. You being Don, suggested that we talk quarterback free agents.
Yeah. So the main reason I want to talk about this is because last week we had talked about how it seemed like at that point the Bengals weren't talking to anybody about trading that pick. Now they're open to hearing offers.
Yeah.
That's a huge deal.
It's like I said last week, the Dolphins got 3 firsts. Don't take that for granted. Trade 3 first-round picks. I think they got 3 this year and 4 next year. So, I mean, if they wanted to move up and get Joe Burrow.
Well, they're also saying, though, the Dolphins may trade up for the 3rd pick to get Tua.
Yeah. So, I mean, it depends on who they want. That there's a lot of things that go into this as far as going for, now this with Tua supposedly being healthy too. That came out that apparently he'll be ready for football action in a month. Now, Joe Burrow was the consensus number 1, but now you got Tua who's going to be healthy. Now, I mean, who do you pick? I mean, they both had stellar college careers.
Joe Burrow, 1000%.
I mean, I would pick Joe Burrow, but I'm biased a little bit. I also saw Tua dominate us 2 years in a row. So before this year,
but
he still threw 400 yards this year against us. I mean, so he's still a hell of a quarterback.
But he's also 20 years old and his hip came out of place.
No,
yeah, you don't need a hip. Not important.
This hip got absolutely destroyed, dude. That's what worries me more than anything about him.
That's what I'm saying, though. I mean, that kind of injury at that young of an age
in
football,
man.
That is not good.
That is scary.
I mean, I personally would take Burrow. I personally would take Burrow, but I mean, with the way the NFL is going now, I mean, if they get the inkling that Tua can still run, some teams are going to want to go that Lamar Jackson route. And honestly, when it comes down to it, he's slower than Lamar Jackson, but he's got 20 times the arm Lamar Jackson does.
I think 1,000% Joe Burrow goes number 1 no matter what team has that pick.
I would think so.
Yeah, I honestly, I think the Bengals trade that pick. I think they need way more help than just a quarterback.
So you think they build around Dalton and just try and get a shit ton of picks?
Dalton's free agent, bro.
But at that point, why wouldn't you want to re-sign him, keep him there, and then build around him? Because, like we talked about before, he's never had people around him.
With all these picks, though, also, you can also – and there's so many free agent quarterbacks. I mean, why would you get Dalton if you can get Rivers?
Because Rivers is old as fuck.
You can get Jameis Winston. I mean, it depends on.
Well, Winston did have LASIK eye surgery, so now he may be able to see down the field. That was a story this week.
Yeah, maybe you can see the cash register on the way out of the grocery store so you can pay for those crab legs.
No, the crab legs are in his pants. They're already gone.
But, I mean, it just depends.
Why would you want that guy?
But yeah, he had LASIK surgery this week, and that was a big deal. And it's like, wait a second, why have you waited this fucking long?
Man,
it's like, well, it's funny. They always called him Jameis Squinson.
Yeah.
Tallahassee. Oh, that's why he was squinting. Some bitch couldn't see.
No, he was nearsighted as fuck.
I give it to him. He won a national title and dominated, and he was blind. Yeah. Good for that guy. You know, I mean, it took going to the NFL for the guys finally be fast enough and deceptive enough to fool his blindness. So, I mean, I don't know what you're going to do with Jameis now. I mean, if he can see, that's a huge advantage if he was really that blind before. I don't know how bad he was.
But you don't throw 30 picks just because you're blind.
Well, you throw 70.
Well, the thing is, though, he throws in a double coverage thinking, oh, there's only one guy there, but there's really two. You know?
Yeah, but also if you look at those interceptions, I mean, it wasn't just because he couldn't see. It's because he can't throw the fucking ball that well all the time either.
Dude, he's so bad. He is so bad.
Yeah, so in my opinion, no, stay away from him.
He is so bad.
Well,
I just can't imagine not taking.
So, being that you guys are Colts fans, what would y'all do to trade up for Joe Burrow? Do you think y'all would do that, or do you want to say, screw trading up in the draft to get a quarterback now? We want to win now. Would you sign a free agent?
No. You take a free agent.
Yeah.
If you can, you take a free agent.
Tom Brady.
Nah, I don't even know if Tom Brady's the answer. I would say somebody that's a little bit younger that you can get some use out of, and you use those picks on
Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, you don't
you get Teddy
Bridgewater.
Get Teddy as your QB.
Teddy Bridgewater being floated as an option.
Yeah.
He said that if Tom Brady left and went somewhere, that Bridgewater was going to end up with the Colts on a 4-year, $120 million deal.
And I'm fine with that because Dan knows this. I said to pick up Bridgewater last offseason versus go through this bullshit with Brissett this past year.
Yeah, that wouldn't hurt my feelings seeing Bridgewater sign with the Colts.
Not at all. I'd be happy to welcome him here.
Yeah, that wouldn't be
because you can build around him.
Yeah, I mean,
it's starting. I personally it's one of them deals with New Orleans. It sucks. We got technically 3 free agents. Well, actually 2 officially, and 1 that might retire. I mean, honestly, I think if Breeze retires, we keep Bridgewater and Hill, and that's that. But if Breeze comes back, I don't think we can afford to keep Bridgewater. And Hill. So, and I don't think Bridgewater's going to take backup money again after going 5-0.
No, and that's what killed you guys is he came in and kicked so much ass that he's not in a position where he has to be a backup anymore.
Yeah.
I like Teddy, so I hope he gets a shitload of money. I like the guy.
Yeah.
He helped out our team while he was there. Great clubhouse guy, too. So if y'all want him for the Colts, he's a great clubhouse guy. Everybody loves him. He literally rode his bike to the stadium through the French Quarter.
Good for him.
And that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, so he's a man of the people, you know. I love Teddy Bridgewater. I wish, if Breeze does step down and retire, I hope he's our franchise quarterback in New Orleans. But if not, it looks like we're going to be rolling with Breeze and Taysom Hill again. And then that means you got to ask the question of Taysom Hill, a franchise quarterback, which has been asked. And a lot of people I've seen both sides kind of pitting Taysom Hill and Bridgewater against each other, but I don't think that's a problem. Because if, like I said, if Breeze retires, Bridgewater's obviously our guy. But if Breeze comes back, Bridgewater we can't afford to keep. So Hill will be the next guy. And I think he has potential to be a franchise quarterback. I'm more excited to see what Sean Payton would do with Taysom Hill and whoever other running backs and anybody else who wants to throw around him in that offensive scheme. That would be Sean Payton unleashed to do whatever the hell he wanted. It would make the Ravens offense look like child's play.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be fun to watch, but I don't know what the Colts are going to do. I don't, man. I just there's so many.
Brissett is just not the answer.
They need so much help. They need so much help. It starts at quarterback. Need another receiver. Running back position solid. Offensive line is.
We have the best offensive line probably in the league. The most consistent.
Yeah, most consistent.
So even Oliver Luck in the interview came out and said that Andrew Luck said he was really proud of how great the offensive line this year was, and he almost regretted not playing.
Yep,
I believe was the actual quote I saw later. Interviewed him about XFL, but
no, they look solid.
Well, I mean, if the Colts would have had Luck this year, they would have. Oh man, they could have competed.
Yeah, they could have gone somewhere with it, but there was a lot of.
They competed with
issues with the secondary. Well, they did until he got hurt, and then after he got hurt and he came back, he just wasn't the same. So,
yeah,
I don't know, but there is a bunch of quarterbacks out there, man, a bunch.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see where everybody ends up because I actually think there's less vacancies due to the draft this year than there are free agent quarterbacks. So
yeah.
You're going to have some guys that are going to end up, I'm a starter. Well, you were, but then this team drafted this guy first overall and this guy fourth overall or sixth overall, and now you're not a starter anymore. I mean, you even get guys like Joe Flacco roaming around out there who's probably going to just be a backup somewhere. He didn't want to be, but Tannehill's still there too. Cam Newton. I mean, you got all sorts of guys that are not still relative quarterbacks, but I mean, the big ones obviously Brady and Breeze besides New Orleans. Yeah, Phillip Rivers.
Well, it's Brady and Rivers this year, the big question marks.
Oh yeah, but I mean, outside of that, you got Dak Prescott and Bridgewater and Winston and Tannehill and Mariota,
Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eli Manning's still out there. If somebody wants to take a run at that cat,
fuck, I rather would have had him this year.
I would have rather had him in Indy this year than
absolutely.
Yeah, and you've got so many quarterbacks coming out. You got Burrow and Tua and Herbert from Oregon. That dude can sling the ball.
From
Jake from State Farm. Bryce Perkins is coming out.
Hurts.
Yeah, Hurts.
You're actually going to have a ton of quarterbacks in the league this year.
You have a surplus of quarterbacks.
It's a hell of a class.
So that's the thing. That's why I'm saying Indy doesn't necessarily need to, in Brady we trust, because there's a lot of options out there, man. You just need somebody that's not going to lose a football game for you.
Yeah, but maybe in a greedy fan, I feel as if Brady comes in with the team that we have, we're automatically competitive immediately.
Yeah, but the problem is, if Tom Brady really is on the decline like he looked like he was last year, and you pay him Tom Brady money,
you are $30 million a year,
throwing fucking good money after bad. That's the problem. You know, if he comes in and just lays an egg, you look like a fucking idiot.
I mean, you're basically
we're paying Brissett to look like an idiot now.
Yeah, but you're not paying him fucking Tom Brady money.
No, but we're paying him half of it, which Brissett's not worth that.
No, but that doesn't change the fact that he's not Tom
Brady.
You're
basically with Tom Brady now. You'd be going in pre-flop with Ace Jack suited. You know,
right.
And then hoping to catch something. I mean, before the flop, the first year, I think you're still gonna be great with Brady, but he's gonna probably, if he goes anywhere, is gonna want a 3-year deal, minimum.
Yeah, and $30 million a year.
Yeah, so I mean, you're talking a stupid contract.
Because the Patriots have already said they're gonna throw up $30 million at him.
Yeah. So I mean, that's where you're at with it. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see how the NFL quarterback carousel plays out this year. Oh man, it's gonna be super entertaining.
Yeah, next year could look totally different.
Definitely a carousel, that is for sure.
Totally different, man.
And I think due to the availability of quarterbacks, everybody's on the hot seat just about.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
Your top 5-10 guys in the league, not, but the other 20 teams, cool buddy. You better be watching your ass.
Well, the interesting thing is with all these guys that are coming out in the draft this year, and there's a bunch of them.
Who goes to the XFL?
They're going to pull that. Look, if you're a team, let's just say, for example, if you're Cincinnati, would you rather pay somebody, a rookie salary, or do you want to pay a Tom Brady salary? You know what I'm saying?
So that's what you're looking at. I mean,
so it's going to pull. Teams. It's going to pull those numbers that your Bridgewater and your Prescott and your Winston they're going to pull their numbers down because
Well,
you're really not worth that much.
Look at who won the Super Bowl this year. Patrick Mahomes on his rookie contract. They can afford to put everybody around him.
Yep.
So
absolutely right.
Give and take. Especially with the price of a quarterback now. You almost, if you can put somebody around or surround somebody on a first-year rookie contract with enough guys, you got them for 5 years. You're looking at. That's what the Chiefs did essentially. They were okay with Alex Smith, but then they brought in Patrick Mahomes and they built around him.
Trust in Andy Reid.
Spent that money elsewhere. Yep, you're absolutely right, and that's what I think is going to be really interesting. Do you spend the money on a Phillip Rivers, or do you go out and you pick up a Tua or Jalen Hurts in the late rounds? Because Jalen Hurts isn't going to go in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, it just depends on where your team's at. Do you think you're going to win this year? Are you in a position to win this year, or do you think you're in a position to win in 3 years? That's where you got to make that decision.
Right.
So, side note, we're talking about trades and all that shit, and just bringing up a sore spot for Colts fans like me and Dan. Although it's kind of funny now. Grigson is officially back in the NFL.
Yeah, he is.
Working for the Browns.
Yeah, he's a consultant of some sort.
Yeah, I was like, my God.
Yeah, that's an idiot.
You got to be in a bad place to want to hire that guy after what he did.
It's the fucking Browns, dude.
Look at the Browns. Speaking of Browns are back in the NFL, Myles Garrett's back in the NFL.
Yeah.
Ooh, buddy.
Mason Rudolph had to shit his pants when he read that article.
Oh, buddy.
So,
that's another one. Mason Rudolph. Does he stay a backup to Roethlisberger if Roethlisberger comes back healthy or no?
He probably does. I don't think he did enough to get signed anywhere else other than being a backup. Now, here's a hot topic I saw online that people were talking about. Like, do you think Myles Garrett got a big enough punishment? Not only did he get fined, the amount of games he missed in 6 was $2 million worth of missed game checks. Do you think that is enough punishment? I personally think it is.
That's a big punishment. It's not like $100,000. That's millions of dollars.
And didn't they fine him on like $100,000 too, or something like that on top of it? It's.
I don't think he should ever step foot on a field again.
I don't disagree with you. The guy. It's not the guy's first mistake.
I think that people don't give a shit. And by people, I mean the NFL.
Well, he's another Pac-Man Jones.
They don't care about, character in the game at all. They don't give a shit about anything that has anything to do with the person's character. Yeah, they just care about money. That's it. And if you are willing to take your helmet off and use it as a weapon, you should probably fucking be in jail, for one. And 2, you definitely should not be in the NFL.
But Mason Rudolph did not press charges. So, technically,
no.
What are you really going after him on?
No, I don't. I'm saying he should be. I'm not saying,
But let's throw in a quick all hail the XFL. The Vipers guy threw a fucking uppercut, landed it, and all they did was toss him out of the game. All hail the XFL.
Well, you can't really find that guy. What are you going to do?
Yeah,
how many money?
yeah.
But you can suspend him. He's not suspended at all.
Well, he just go back to work at Office Depot if he gets suspended. He don't give a shit. What are you going to do?
Yeah, well, he'll just drive Uber at night,
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett, man, that
guy's just a walking disaster.
It's like when I was in the Monsters.
I've got
$500.
If the question that I've got to pose is, if you are an owner or a GM of an NFL team, do you want that fucking guy?
Hell no, I don't want that liability.
Which guy? Myles Garrett?
Yeah. I say hell no, I don't.
Was he causing problems in the locker room before? Because that's the thing, though.
Of course he was.
He was fighting for your team, though. He wasn't fighting for the other team. So, you just got to figure out a way to direct that anger of that gigantic man.
Do you want that distraction? Do you want to, instead of asking,
what's the distraction going to be? You're the Browns.
That's all anybody's going to talk about. They've got enough problems the way it is.
That guy's a loose cannon, and everybody knows it.
You're the Browns. What are you? What's that distract you from losing?
Well, I mean, do you really want to throw more tinder on that dumpster fire?
Yeah.
I mean, what are you doing?
Out. They're not talking about how shitty you are as a football team.
I don't know about that. I think it's just all bad. It's all bad.
I agree.
If they're a playoff team, I agree. But I mean, dude, they're not. I mean,
hey, I see where you're coming from. I respect.
And they probably brought him back because damn Odell Beckham Jr. was old slapping cops on the ass in the national title game, giving players money. I mean, they just need a distraction. They need a distraction.
It could be worse. Everybody look over here. It could be worse.
They need a distraction in the locker room, all right? Some locker rooms need a distraction. They definitely need one. And then you got Baker Mayfield going on TV every chance he gets, doing whatever he's doing. God forbid.
Yeah, but do you really want OBJ and Myles Garrett in the same locker room? That is 2 ticking time bombs.
OBJ's not that bad.
No, he just, doesn't think about rules before he does stuff.
He causes a lot of negative
but you don't
distractions.
See him starting fights or doing anything crazy. Like, I don't
get a problem with OBJ. Sorry. Yeah.
No, OBG.
Thank you, Bud Light.
Bud Light, bad decision.
This fumble fuck brought to you by Bud Light.
By Bud Light.
Oh, man. I just can't. I can't imagine a world where. Can you imagine being a Browns fan and you've got a kid and you're sitting there watching the game and your kid's like, "Hey, isn't that the guy
that used his helmet?
Used his helmet as a weapon?" Yeah, man. Oh, he's back. I guess it's cool that you can do that.
So you can do that and get away with it?
Yeah. No, you can't. Not in the real world.
No. That's assault. In the real world, that's assault and jail time.
I don't know, man.
Go figure.
Don't want anything to do with it. Hate them.
All right. Do we got any more NFL topics? I don't know. Anything else going on in the NFL?
I don't know. I don't have any idea.
Well, here's breaking news. Zion sets a career high with 32 points tonight.
Hey, good for him.
Oh, yeah. 31 minutes, by the way. Champion. Although we did lose. We suck.
Yeah, but still, the dude scored a point a minute as a rookie who's only played, 6 or 7 games?
I think it's game number 11 or 10 now. Yeah.
That guy could turn out to be a really good basketball player if he stays at it.
Yeah.
That, and then he's already following the Drew Brees model in New Orleans. He has the same agent as Drew Brees, so I'm assuming they talked about this. You watch them walking into the arena. You know how they always show the footage of the basketball players walking in. They always got their headphones on. They're not talking to nobody, and they're dressed in their crazy outfit and everything.
He's the opposite.
He's walking in the arena, and he's literally like shaking the hands of all security guards, all the guys that are handling equipment backstage. He's dapping them up. He even had special handshakes with some of them, and giving all the ushers like old ladies hugs and stuff. I mean, he's playing the game the right way.
Good, absolutely. He's winning over the city that he's in.
Yeah,
well, it's about image.
That goes a long way.
It's about image.
He's trying to make a career.
It's a refreshing thing to see out of a young athlete.
Absolutely, especially a young athlete with that much talent.
Everyone, look, I'm really good at what I do, and I'm not a fucking douchebag.
Exactly. When was the last time you saw that?
And they interviewed him after the game, not this game, but the game before. And they said, "Oh, you had 31 points and blah 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 blah." And he goes, "Yep, I'm just glad we got the win."
Good for him.
Yeah, he doesn't care about himself. It's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, he's not, and I think he's been so hyped since such a young age that he's used to it by now already. Yeah. Like a lot of these guys, they don't get hyped until after they go to college for a year or they get drafted. Like even LeBron was kind of hyped, but it was like his senior year. Zion was hyped.
Zion, I've known about it since he was. Yeah. I remember watching him when he was 13. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because they hype him up so young now, and I think somebody, I don't know if it's his parents or whoever, somebody was smart that was around him and taught him how to handle the situation. I don't know if maybe it was a coach, a mentor, somebody had been through it before, but he definitely handles himself as a professional at a very, very extremely young age of 19 years old, and that's very impressive.
Yep.
You know.
So side note, fuck the one and done rule. That kid should have been able to go straight to the NBA.
Oh yeah, and they're already talking about that in the new players' collective bargaining agreement. They're talking about just letting them go out of high school again. Because I mean, I think it's bad for college basketball and NBA basketball to require 1 year of college.
Absolutely.
Honestly, what real good is 1 year of college to do to you other than make you get addicted to alcohol, drugs, women, whatever? Because at college, you don't really have the money yet, but you still have access to all that. So you don't really.
But if you know you're going there 1 year, you're not going to give a fuck about going to class and all that shit. No, you're gone in 6 months.
All you got to do is qualify and get a C or higher your first semester, and then you can fail the whole second semester, but you'll still be there for March Madness. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
You know. So I mean, what are you really teaching them?
Nothing.
You know, and honestly, college doesn't really teach you that much these days anyway. I mean, what? You know, I mean.
All it's doing is propping up college basketball.
Yeah,
that's all it's doing. It's the only reason that rule exists is the back room handshake between the NCAA and the NBA. Same thing with the NFL.
Well,
it's also just propping up college athletics.
It also happened before the NBA D League was really a thing. Is when they made that agreement, and the D League has grown, has sponsorships, is pretty much independent, and you got a good sub tier of guys.
Yeah.
For NBA
those guys are making okay money.
Yeah, I mean, they're making hundreds of thousands.
So I mean, it's not like it was when they made the rule. When they made the rule, it wasn't like back when they made the rule, you couldn't go straight to the pros. The D League was just a new concept. So if you got drafted first round, second round, and then you bombed after your first contract, didn't get re-signed, that was it. You didn't have anywhere to go work on your game. You know, you could go overseas or whatever, but you were pretty much done. You know, now you got a spot where, okay, first contract didn't work out, but I can still sign a D League futures deal and get another year or two to try and get my game back up and go back to show. So I think with the infrastructure the NBA has, I think it needs to go back to being you could go out of high school. And I mean, there's a lot more stuff the NBA does now too to better encourage their players to educate themselves on how to handle their money and handle other aspects of what goes into being a professional athlete. Most of the leagues are doing that now too. NFL, MLB definitely does it, I know for a fact. But it's a different world than it was. I mean, I think 06 was last year they allowed to go to high school, and so it's been 14 years now. So I mean, you're looking at Dwight Howard was the last guy to come out, I believe.
Yeah, because the first person that got screwed by that was Greg Oden.
Yeah.
He was the first person to get screwed by that.
He got really screwed.
Yeah. I mean, it ruined that year. He played fine. He was healthy, but he was never healthy ever again, and it ruined him.
Yep. So, I mean, he had already been 1 year in.
Conley's still fucking playing.
Yep. But I think
sorry for the side note, but yeah, I think that rule is bullshit and it should go away.
Yeah, I definitely think it should go away. I mean, and I think segue, you're going to see a lot of that happen now with the XFL. You're going to see guys do not have to go to college.
Yep.
They're not going to do it this year, obviously, because you want to make sure the league's going to be official. But the XFL makes it 2-3 years. You're going to see a whole lot of that. And there's already one guy this year who skipped a year of eligibility, so he could go ahead and join the XFL and get in this year's draft.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if XFL is successful, it's definitely going to have a second season. I mean, what's to keep some guy that tears it up his sophomore year from saying, well, I'm going to play XFL in the spring, and then I'm going to get drafted? There's nothing to stop him.
Yeah, and why would you stop him? I mean, go for it, man. If you're going to go make money now, go for it.
Yeah, because, I mean, he's technically – I mean, that was the rule was you either got to be 3 years removed from college or you have to be 21 years old to get drafted by the NFL. Yeah. However, the loophole seems to be if you're no longer an amateur, that goes out the window. I'm not sure exactly how that goes, but I believe that's the loophole there. So, or even if it's not, either way, you play one good year, 2 good years in college, and you play your third year XFL, train all year, you play XFL again, going in the draft, you want to keep getting paid. I mean, so it opens up a whole new thing.
Yeah, the XFL is going to throw a curveball.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting how that works out. Really interesting. There's going to be a lot more talent floating around out there because I don't know. What do you want to do? Do you want to go to college and not get paid, or do you want to go to the XFL and get paid a little bit, but something, and get that exposure and get the same
and play against other professionals too?
Yeah,
you're playing. I mean, because let's be honest. The XFL is still better than college teams. I mean, you're still playing against a more elite player.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part,
Yeah. Well, most of these guys are still the best guys on the college team. So, I mean, it's and most of them played pro ball at some point, or they're just coming out of college. I mean, you're still looking at guys that are the best guys on their college team. They're not scrubs.
Yeah.
It's gonna be definitely interesting to see how it plays out.
Well, do you have anything else that you wanted to cover?
Well, you guys want to talk kind of spreads and stuff for this weekend for XFL?
Yeah, we got spreads for XFL we got to talk about.
Well, let's do it.
So as you listened to our podcast last week, Shane and I were heavily backing the Tampa Bay Shitheads.
Whoa!
Well, it all revolves.
Turncoat.
It all revolves around they need a QB change this week, or it's going to get very ugly for their team because they're just not going to win. I mean, they went from second favorite to sixth favorite in betting in 1 week.
Yep, because Aaron Murray is absolute garbage. He does not belong on a football field. I'm sorry. He is another representative of what I like to call the Danny Werfel quarterback club, where they put up all these numbers in college, and they look all great and fantastic.
Wait a second. Aaron Fowl. He didn't put up anywhere near the numbers Danny Werfel
he owns it. No, he has the SEC passing record. Most yards.
Because he started for fucking 6 years?
Yeah, I'm about to say, that doesn't count.
He's got the most yards in SEC history.
You're kidding me. You're kidding me.
Yeah, only because Burrow was only there for a year?
Yeah, pretty much. But anyway, so everybody got all hyped on Aaron Murray. He's like, oh, he put a bunch of numbers. Well, yeah, whatever, man. It's college.
He got exposed last week.
He did. Because apparently,
wait a second. Pause the conversation. The bull fucking shit flag is being thrown. Beep, 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 beep. Aaron Murray is ranked 8th in SEC career passing yards.
You liar!
Get the fuck out of here. He isn't even ranked.
Well, the SFL lied to me.
Liar.
SFL lied to me. They put that on their fucking slideshow. Those motherfuckers.
Don't believe it. You're full of lies.
He's ranked 2nd in career passing touchdowns. No, dude.
Yeah, he's 8th in the SEC, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck no.
But either way, absolute garbage, just like Danny Werfel. And as soon as they go to NFL, which Aaron Murray really didn't, but Danny Werfel, fun fact, played for my Saints and was absolute trash. So SEC quarterbacks, mainly SEC, we're going to go SEC East, do not translate well to pro football, Tim Tebow included, even though I will take a knee for Tim Tebow. Do me some Tebowing. I'll sip a beer while I do it, though. But
which good for Tim Tebow getting married. Hopefully.
Yep.
Still, working out the kinks.
Yeah. He's probably got some kinks in that fucking garden hose for sure.
Exactly.
33 years.
That fucking poor bastard.
That poor girl. Are you kidding me?
She probably drowned.
30-some years.
She probably drowned.
30-some years of pent-up rage.
Yeah. He might have literally taken her eye out.
All right, so we got sidetracked. Back to Aaron Murray is garbage. He's absolutely terrible. He apparently puts up numbers between the 20s, and then he gets down to clutch time in the end zone. He likes to throw interceptions because he's terrible. So he needs to get the fuck out of the game. He's bad. What we do have, being it's XFL, you need to put Mr. Quentin Flowers on the field for the Vipers. Yes. Quentin Flowers, dual threat quarterback, which NFL dual threat. I'm still not sold on, but XFL they have what's called a double forward pass. So utilizing that, you have Quentin Flowers back there. You can even have Aaron Murray be out there at some point, or they have another running back that can throw, and then you do some double passes. I thought we were going to see it. Saw them on the field 2 or 3 times together, and it didn't happen. Maybe they didn't have a setup for it, but the only time they moved the ball efficiently the entire game is with Quentin Flowers. So they need to put Quentin in the game, my man, put him in there, down the field, tear it up. They're going to beat and win this week.
So with that being said, with them being a minus 2.5 against the Seattle Dragons, you're rolling the dice on the Tampa Bay Vipers, huh?
I'm going to see who they're starting at quarterback. I mean, that's going to be a game time decision as far as my betting goes. I will say, what is the over-under on this game?
44.
Ooh, man.
Over, baby. Over.
It is. So
I have a strategy for this week. All the over-unders were around 50 last week. Everybody was playing conservative, being week 1. All the over-unders last time I looked at it were right around the 40-some-odd range, if I'm correct.
Well, they go from – that's what I was getting ready to say. So 44 is actually the lowest prediction for the games, and then it's 47, 48, 49.
Yeah, I'm taking the over in all the games this week. That is my lock. Everybody's super conservative last week. Super conservative. I'm doing a 14
So you think they're going to
parlay.
open up the old playbooks this week, and we're going to see some stuff going down?
We didn't see one double pass last week, Dan. Did not see one. This is my rationale of betting. They're opening it up. We're going to dominate the over this week. They need more action to get more ratings. Bam. Over all day.
Which, fun fact, they've already sold more tickets than the AAF or whatever the hell it was sold altogether.
Wow. They did that the first day, by the way. That was the first day.
Before they had the first kickoff, they had already sold more tickets than the AAF ever did.
Nice. Good.
So that's the Shane bet of the week is the over in all the XFL games. Because now all of them are now all the bookies are like, oh, we're going low. They're not going to score a lot of points. That was a fluke. They got fooled. I'm telling you, it's the over all week long XFL over.
All right, so Tampa Bay in the over, and then what about this game? The New York Guardians versus the DC Defenders. The DC Defenders are -7.
Ooh, that's entertaining. I like DC. PJ Walker tore it up last week with 4 TDs, the quarterback.
Yeah, he did.
True story. All right,
I don't know. But I don't know. That's rough. Because it's DC Defenders and who again?
New York Guardians.
The Guardians, they have Matt McGloin, though. So Matt McGloin looked fantastic last week because he's an actual NFL quarterback who started NFL games. And he was, he didn't throw up super flashy numbers, but he was very, very efficient moving the ball, and he got the ball in the end zone. I'm going with New York with the points.
New York with the +7. Okay.
Yeah, +7. I'm going with it.
Okay. All right.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think 7 points. That's tough. You can't.
Which is funny. They're still using the 7-point spread, even though 7 is not the. Well, actually, it was this past week. It was the go-to because everybody went for 1. But I also, with that being said, I think we're going to see a whole lot more 2 and 3. This week.
There's just so that's the thing with this over-under thing, man. There are so many teams you have to go for some sort of a 1, 2, or 3, and there's no easy 1-point conversion. So it's so easy to hit those unders, man. I mean, the over is almost a sucker bet
because you're just going to get consistent 6,
especially
6,
at this point because these teams are. Well, I am a big fan of betting against whatever you bet for.
The hashtag is bet against Shane.
So,
all right. Well, let's see how it works out this week. So keep going.
I'm gonna say that I'm gonna take New York.
So New York Guardians with +7.
And what's the under?
It is the over/under is 47.
I'm taking the under.
Okay.
Don, do you have any
I'm gonna throw against the grain and go for DC just to throw it up a little bit. But I agree with Dan. I think the under is definitely going to come into play.
Everybody hating on my over. Y'all don't like points.
So
bastards. All right.
Don't like points.
So next game up, the Dallas Renegades versus the Los Angeles Wildcats. The Renegades are minus 3.5.
All the money on Dallas. LA is absolutely trash. If I remember correctly, they had that quarterback from damn Cornell or Harvard or one of them damn Ivy League schools, and it looked like absolute garbage. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and Landry Jones is back for the Renegades. It's the only reason it's only a 3.5 point spread because the Renegades looked like shit last week. But Landry Jones is back again, NFL quarterback, same reasoning as Matt McGloin. I'm going Renegades and always the over.
Well, yeah, because the over under on this one's 48.
It's all right. I like it.
I'm going to go with the Renegades as well. I will agree with you on that one. But just to be a dick, I'm going to go with the under.
I like it. I'm going Renegades and the under as well.
All right. So, and then the final game, the St. Louis Battlehawks versus the Houston Roughnecks. And this is the biggest spread of the week and the highest point total of the week. The Roughnecks are minus 8, and the over-under is 49.
Ooh. Well, I like the over. I definitely like the over in all the games this week. That's my call. I've changed my betting strategy based upon what I saw last week. But I'm going to take St. Louis.
I think Houston's going to cover. They looked damn good last week.
Well, I mean, you think, though, they score this is only my reasoning is you said 9.5 points. I mean, literally a touchdown when they don't convert, and then a field goal is only 9. So
9.5. Where'd you get that? That's not any spread that I've said, homie.
I thought you said it was 9.5.
This one's 8.
8 points.
8. Damn, I thought you said 9.5. Maybe
no. This one's 8.
Cut out. Oh, 8. I'm still going with it. I mean,
all of these are one possession spreads, regardless. I mean,
technically, but I mean, if you score a touchdown and don't convert, I mean, technically, that's not even 8 points. So, I mean, it's 2 possessions then. I mean, unless you're going for 3 and then you get it. But
which side note, I hope we see a whole lot more of that because everybody played the sissy route and went for 1 week 1. I want to see some 2 and 3.
I think that's the problem is, I would like to see, some of these coaches in here that are a little bit more bold. I would like it if there was more Madden type play calling in this game where, I mean, there are a lot of guys went for it 4th and down, 4th and long a lot of times. And someone come. I do like that. I'm a big fan of that. But if you're going to do that, you might as well throw some plays in for that 3-point. Because, I mean, I think for 3-point, you already got 6. Now you're putting pressure on somebody. You go up by 9. And why not? I mean, it's 10-yard play. They can't run a goal line package on you. I mean, you run like a spread offense. I mean, I think Tampa should be running this all day with Quentin Flowers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Run that RPO. RPO, baby.
Yeah. And then, boom, RPO. Okay, you get 1 out of 3, you still break even. You get 2 out of 3, now you're up 5 points.
Yeah. So side note, though, can we say all hail the XFL with hearing the coaches call the plays, the microphones, the immediate interviews, McAfee running up and down the sidelines trying not to die?
I'm going to tell you what I like more than anything was the fact that you are actually inside the replay booth.
Absolutely.
You can hear what the guy's saying.
You can watch it.
You can watch the guy watching the replay, and you actually see just how fucking full of shit the whole thing really is.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's just like me or you watching it at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you got it.
Yeah, it's a biased call.
Yeah, I think you might have gotten it.
On top of that, the gambler will love that because I feel like it's a lot less rigged as a gambler.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's no question.
How many times in the NFL you're like, oh, that's a catch for sure. That's easy. Boom, not a catch. And you're like,
wait,
who decided that shit? New York?
This one.
They call New York? You mean somebody that's not at the field? I mean,
you need to tell me that somebody in Vegas. Wait a second. I mean, New York. New York.
And now you literally have to watch the guy try and explain his way out of it if he wants to pull something crooked. You literally watch him try and explain himself out of it.
That's probably the best feature I love of the whole XFL so far. Between that and the sideline interviews, the guy missing the field goal and getting interviewed directly
that
afterwards.
was awesome.
Awesome. What else? Oh,
I
no.
love hearing the play calls too, because it's almost like, I mean, it almost makes it almost neutral, because every week everybody's just going to listen to all the tapes, which is kind of makes it more interesting.
Which is back to sign stealing in baseball. You got to change your signals every week, bro.
Exactly.
But I do like that aspect. And this is what I think the biggest thing of what Vince McMahon has figured out. What every other sport, when it relates back to baseball, changing all the damn rules of being terrible and absolutely trash. And I'm not a fan of baseball anymore until they stop being terrible. Anyways, it goes all the way back to that everybody's trying to shorten the game down and do all this to shorten the game because it thinks attention deficit disorder. Okay, yeah, the XFL game is a little bit shorter, but that's because of the play clock is 25 seconds. Boom. And they don't go as many commercial breaks. I mean, literally, the less commercial breaks makes a huge difference. But on top of that, there is constant action no matter what. Either you're getting an interview on the sideline for some guy that just missed a field goal while the guys are setting up plays. Because normally in a football game, they just show the huddle for 30 seconds. You have the booth commentators talking.
Bunch of dead time. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're in the huddle. Okay, you're hearing what the coach is saying back and forth, relaying to the player. Oh, okay. Well, now we got a timeout. Well, we're interviewing the guy that just missed his tackle. Hey, why did you suck so bad there?
Which can we get a hallelujah in Hail XFL for throwing an F-bomb 5 minutes into the league starting?
Yes. That was fan-fucking-tastic.
So awesome. Not even 5 minutes in. Just trying to do my fucking job.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, the interviewing a guy after a personal foul, and who does that? That's awesome. And that girl, I applaud her. She was the best interviewer all weekend. And I don't think she really knew exactly what she was doing, but she was interviewing everybody right after the play. It wasn't like even Pat McAfee, he was waiting a little bit before he could talk to somebody. She was like, they literally had an interception, went to the end zone and scored, and they were doing their posing. And she was in the middle of the pose trying to get interviewed. I was like, yes, I love it. She's awesome.
It was almost to the point to where it was like
awkward. What's her name? Was it Regina Hayes? I think it was Regina Hayes was her name, I want to say. But she was fantastic. The female sideline reporter for the XFL is the greatest sideline reporter I've seen so far as getting in-depth interview in the middle of the play. I mean, she might be on the field next game. In the middle of she might be like next to the safety. Like, hey, what are you reading right here? I mean,
McAfee's already threatened to do that. McAfee's threatened to run on the field already. So,
yeah. Speaking of, did you see the punters? Old King used to be with the Raiders, dropping punt, literally the most perfect punt ever, and his guys ruined it by knocking the end zone. It was like
didn't even have to touch it. The ball was done, and he thought the offensive guy touched it and just fucked it up.
All I know is that guy said, forget about the XFL rules. I'm going to punt it to where everything is perfect, and I'm getting me an NFL job this fall. He's not giving it.
Yeah, and he dropped dimes that day.
He did. He dropped dimes. I mean, he's XFL. You either got to put it right down inside the 5, or else you got to punt it to them to return. So, I mean, like, you either got to be really good, or you just kick it and let them return it. I mean, that's the only option because of the penalties is if you go in the end zone or go out of bounds, So he's definitely going to be getting a job because he's got the balls to punt under rules like that. He'll have no problem being under pressure in NFL again. And he was in NFL for 6 years. So, I mean, you can see he's a professional. I mean, kickers, they turn over all the time. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
Which, can we get McAfee to come out of retirement and kick in the XFL?
No, because I want him on the sideline.
It's way better. Speaking of, XFL already has a sponsorship of Bud Light Seltzer, obviously. They have guys shotgunning seltzers in the locker room, and they're promoting it as a league.
That's because it was in St. Louis, buddy.
Doesn't matter. They're still promoting it as a league. The league is promoting it. All the teams are owned by Vince McMahon, so it means Vince McMahon had to okay that.
Yep. That's right.
Well, of course Vince McMahon okays that. Have you watched the WWE and how much beer was involved back in the day?
Exactly. So that's why I love the league already. And man, I have nothing bad to say about XFL. There's nothing I did not enjoy. It was a good quality product. It beat out the ratings for all the college basketball and NBA games this weekend. So,
did it really?
Yeah.
Good for it.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Good for it.
Yeah, they smoked it this weekend.
Good.
Man. Great ratings.
Good.
Well, I mean, you beat college basketball and NBA. I mean, that's doing something. I mean, obviously it's not NFL numbers, but I mean, dude, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, for the first game in a restart league, yeah.
Yeah, it was a huge win. All right, we are at an hour and 40 minutes. Let's cut this thing off, boys.
Oh yeah.
Anything else? Anything else to round this thing out, or do we get all of our ranting and raving out of us?
I will end with all hail the XFL, and Roger Goodell is still a punk.
We do have one thing I would like to talk about. The Daytona 500 is this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been race week for a while. Did you see Haley Deegan tear it up last week in the ARCA race? Second place, 18-year-old girl, tore it up. Absolutely crushed it. She's actually sponsored by Barstool, one of her sponsors is.
Yeah, Portland sponsored like the week before, of course.
Yeah. But she tore it up, and Daytona's also this weekend. And another topic on hand that would be a popular topic, I imagine. Guess who is going to be saying, "Gentlemen, start your engines" at Daytona?
That's Donald John Trump.
Matter of fact, it is. Oh man, Daytona is.
Haley Deegan's dad is Brian Deegan.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Dang.
Yeah.
Man, I feel old.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
Even, I don't know if you guys watched the race. I watched the end of the race last week, and there's a bunch of wrecks. But how she ended up getting into second place is she came up on a guy's bumper, and he slowed down, and she just bumped right into him, like bumper off, went around his ass, He spun out, and I guess he thought he was going to intimidate her, but let him slow down. She'll hit her brakes. Wrong. Dale Earnhardt fucker said, "Guess what? Pow." So you know what? I got a new favorite racer. I've not had anybody in NASCAR I've liked since Little E retired. I'm pulling for Haley Deegan because not only is she got the attitude and everything like that, crashing into people, wrecking them out so she can win. I like it. There needs to be more of that in NASCAR. It's kind of like NFL. They went soft with all the CTE stuff. Understandably, everybody gets sued. Blah. But top of that, up and comer, and she's the opposite of Danica Patrick. Danica Patrick got all the hype because she was a woman and not really a good racer. I mean, she's okay. Haley Deegan's first race is at Daytona and literally gets second, the highest performance woman's ever had in any ARCA race. And she's also at Daytona. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive. 18. So.
Well,
yeah.
Good for her. She keeps winning.
Yeah. I mean, get after it. Rubbing is racing. Nobody does that anymore. All these other guys now are all little, they got a little bit of mist on the track. I think we need a weather delay.
Dude, do you want to drive on mist when you're doing 200? I don't.
Dude, those cars are built. Just put on some different tires. You'll be fine.
No, you're never going to be fine driving on mist at 200. Never.
All right, let's wrap this thing up. We're getting super long here. I don't know that we're going to do another one this weekend. We'll probably do another one, early next week?
Yeah, maybe early next week. Maybe do an XFL recap or something like that.
Well, let's see. If Tiger wins Sunday, we may throw a Sunday nighter in. You never know.
Yeah,
because I mean that'd be a big deal.
Yeah, if Tiger goes wild, we might have a special Tiger edition.
You know.
Cool.
Yep.
All right, fellas.
Boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the More of the Bankrupt podcast signing off. Y'all have a good one.
Later.